I hate math. I mean, I'm good at math, but I hate doing math. Part of the problem I have with math is that there are huge parts of math that are fiction. If you really don't believe it, go and look up the concept of imaginary numbers. Um, it's the only way you can get an answer to the question of what is the square root of negative 9. The answer to that is 3i. The reason it is because the I is an imaginary number. That's one of my favorite questions, just to test people on how smart or dumb they are when it comes to math. What's the square root of negative 9? The only answer to this question is that it's an impossible number to create. You can't get negative 9 by multiplying any two numbers by themselves. There is no square root of a negative number. It's just not possible. I have the same kind of philosophical, meandering when it comes to things like infinity. I do not believe in the concept of the infinite. I don't believe in it. Or more to the point, I believe in the concept, but not the reality. The concept of infinity is that there is a number so large that there is no way to quantify it, that it is a number without end. Sort of like pi. Pi is an infinitely, it's an infinite number. There is no way to get an exact answer to pi that ends in a solid figure, or decimal point or whatever. There is no end number to pi. And this to me doesn't say that it is an infinite number, because infinity doesn't exist. Let me give you an example of why I think this way. We theoretically, supposedly live in an infinitely expanding universe. Now, that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, it makes sense to me why people would think that, and that's because people have a very short scale brain. It's very difficult for them to think of things in that immense a scale. But consider for just a moment, in the time that I've been talking on just this video, the universe has expanded. It has grown larger. Infinity has changed size. And there's a simple, blunt fucking statement right there. If a number, no matter what the number is, if infinity is one size at the beginning of the conversation and another size at the end of it, no matter whether you can still quantify it, if it is larger at the end of the conversation than it was at the beginning, then you have an infinity that has two different sizes. You can't do that. That's not how infinity works. So if infinity has no end, if it is always the largest thing there is, then infinity cannot change size. No matter how long this conversation goes on, no matter how far the universe expands, there is no infinite. There is only so mind-bogglingly huge that we can't grasp how big it is, and therefore we call it infinity. In an infinite universe, anything is possible. But I don't believe we live in an infinite universe. We live in a universe where it has rules and borders and reasons for things existing the way they are. There are rules. And one of those rules is that infinity has no end. Well, that's not the way shit works. Period. Not in any fucking thing. There is no unending number. We describe infinity that way because, in the end, we cannot understand a number that large. It boggles the brain. It is mind-boggling. So we don't live in an infinite universe. We live in a finite universe where not anything is possible, but things are probable. A universe of probability rather than possibility. I'm much more comfortable with that mentality. Yeah, I like the idea that, no, it is probably not the case that God invented the universe, because the probability for that sort of thing is extraordinarily low. We have evidence, and we have done studies, and we have tried our damnedest to find a way to prove how the universe came into being. But all we can do is speculate. What is the probable answer? Not what the possible answer is. Hell, possible could be that it's, a flat disc supported on 4 elephants that's supported on a turtle that's traveling through the eternity on the back of a crocodile. That's possible. It's not probable. It's highly unlikely. But people believe we live in a universe of, possibility rather than infinite probability. I gotta go back to work. Plus, there.
Why do you humans gotta piss my dad off?
People watching me and shit.